granny square today. I started with a magic ring. I find it easier to work with it, and it just makes a tidier middle when you get to it. Everybody does a granny square differently. I'm not telling you this is the right way by any means. This is my way. You may well learn to do it this way and then decide that you can actually adapt it and work it much easier your own way. That's fine. I can only show you the way I find it easiest. I must apologise because I'm using my other hand for my wool today. My wool hand is a bit achy, so I'm going to use the other one. So don't let me confuse you. I just look cack-handed. So I'm going to make a double crochet granny square. And to make that, you need to work in what's called treble clusters. And a treble cluster is, as it sounds, 3 stitches make a cluster. So we're going to work in double crochet, so that makes 3 double crochet to 1 cluster. If you think you're confused, don't be. I'm going to explain it as I go along. So to make your first one, you need to get the height. You can't just go straight in and do a double crochet, else it all ends up squiffy. So you need to chain 3. So chain 1, 2, 3, and that will count as your first double crochet. Now a lot of patterns will say chain 3, this counts as first double crochet, chain 2 counts as first half double crochet, or counts as a stitch. That just means it's a way of getting height for your first stitch, really. So what we need to do then is go into the ring and make 2 more double crochets. Okay, and that makes your first cluster. Okay, so we need, that will be your first side. So we're going to make a corner, which is just simply a chain 2. And then you need to do another cluster, which is 3 treble crochets, sorry, beg your pardon, 3 double crochets. So we do 1, I do apologise, I'm struggling with my hands today, they're just being stupid and they won't do what I tell them, so it's frustrating. So that's another cluster of 3 double crochet, and as you can see on a magic ring, if we just pull it in a little bit tighter, you can see you've got your first corner, the corner there. So you need to make your second corner, which is chain 2, and then I'm hiding my wool there, and then you go into your magic ring again to do your next treble cluster. So you've got 1, 2, and your third double crochet. So you've now got 1, 2, 3 sides. Again, you can move it up because you've got a magic ring. Just don't let your little end go through. You slide it up, make your next corner space. In patterns, sometimes it's a corner, sometimes it's a corner space. In your pattern, it will say work into your corner space. So you actually go into the corner there rather than into the stitch at the top. Work into the corner space. So I've just made the next corner. So we need 3 more double crochets. What's that? 1, 2, and a third one. And you're going to make your other corner, so you need to carry on and chain 2. And that brings you to the end of your first row. So what you need to do now is just keep hold of it and get the short end of your magic square, sorry, magic ring. Oh god, my brain has gone today. And you pull it nice and tight, and as you can see there, the centre has closed up. There's no gaping hole or anything like that, it's just closed nicely. So now you need to finish off this row and close the square, as it's sometimes called. So what you need to do, you need to slip stitch into your chain 3 to close it. When you're reading a pattern, it will say slip stitch into the third of the chain 3 or the third stitch of the chain 5 or whatever. So if you remember when we started, we did 1, 2, 3 chains, so you need to slip stitch into this third chain here. Okay, so if I just pop my hook through there, you see the space at the top, wool around, pull it straight through, again that makes you slip stitch, and you've now got a complete corner. So, and there's your complete square. You can actually pull this tighter again if it's come loose in the middle. Okay, and there's your first round of your granny square. Now what you will need to do again, you need to get the height, so you need to chain 3. Okay, and you need to work into the square space so that you now wool around, you do chain, 2 more double crochet, just get that done there, so you've got a cluster there as well. Okay, and then straight into the corner space again over this side, so you do 3 again, so 1, 2, 3, and you need to do your corner space, of course, so you've done your chain 2, and then you need to do another treble into the corner space to create your finished corner and go round the corner. So we do 3 more to create that treble cluster. 1, 2 and 3, and you can see there now you're on your second row and you've got a lovely corner. So then again 3 trebles into your next square, sorry, next space, I beg your pardon. 2, 3, and chain 2 for your corner space, and again I'm going to switch my hands with my wool, just bear with me. Okay, that's easier. 2 and a third, then into your next, can you see how it's growing now? You've got 2 more corners, and you go straight into your next corner space with a 3 double crochets, and a chain 2. I'm doing this just as quick as I can to show you to get through it. You can obviously pause the video and rewind if you need to. 2, 3, because I want to get back to that other corner. So there's another corner. So you've already got 1 cluster in here where you did your chain 3 and 2 of your double crochets. So you now need to do another 3 to make that second cluster into this space, and your chain 2 to make the corner, and then again I'm sure you can see there where the third chain is, just there at the top. Pull your wool through. Oops, that's a bit baggy, wait a minute, you try that again, into there, pull it through and straight through for, oops, for the slip stitch. Okay, so if I pull it into shape, you can see now, there you go, that's your basics of a granny square. Eve does it slightly different and it works a bit better, to be honest, but can't remember how she told me, basically. And I've just noticed I've got one short here. There should be 3 there. I'm not going all the way back, but make sure you've got 3 double crochets in each one. So that's basically it. So now when you come to the next one, you chain 3 and you work your 3 into this corner, and then you will go into this one here. Okay, so you do 3 treble crochet into there, 3 treble crochet into there, 3 treble crochet into there, chain 2, 3 treble crochet, and then, sorry, I'm at the double crochets,